Hi friends, today we look at the one of the famous Girlsworthy play Strife. Strife is a three-act play by the English writer John Galsworthy. It was his third play and the most successful of the three. It was produced in 1909 in London at the Duke of York's Theatre and in the New York also. Then we look at the author. He was born on 14th August 1869 at Kingston Hill in Surrey, England. He is the son of John and Blanche Bailey Girlsworth. His lodge Kingston upon Thames estate is now the site of three schools: Marymount International, Rockyby Preparatory School, and Holy Cross. Let we see the education of Girlsworthy. He attended Harrow and New College, Oxford, training as a barrister. He was called to the bar in 1890. However, he was not keen to begin practicing law. His first play, The Silver Box 1906, became a success and he followed it up with The Man of Property 1906. The first is the Forsyte trilogy. Let me see about the works of Galsworthy. The Country House 1907, The Commentary 1908, Strife 1909, Fraternity 1909, Joy 1909, Justice 1910, The Little Dream 1911, The Eldest Son 1912. Is He wrote many short stories and drama. Let me see the major character of the play. John Anthony, David Roberts, Annie Roberts, Edgar Anthony. Let me see the John Anthony. John Anthony, the chairman of a board of a sheet metal plant. He is dramatically a fully realized character and also an example of a popular type that figured in early 20th century industrial disputes. He fights stubbornly for his principles and is uncompromising in his attitude toward petitions from labor factions. Eventually, his resignation is forced by a board members eager to compromise with the union. And the next major character is David Roberts. David Roberts, a zealous leader of the striking workers who is Anthony's counterpart in the ranks of labor. He is typical of the adamant, unyielding element prevalent in labor disputes in the early 20th century. As Anthony is deserted by the board, so Robert is abandoned by the union membership and the strike is compromised. Next character is Annie Roberts. Annie Roberts, David's wife, who, though not an active character in the play, is an important agent in it. It is her death from the privation caused by the strike that caused the contending forces to think soberly and work out a compromise. And one of the major characters is Edgar Anthony. Edgar Anthony, the realistically presented son of John Anthony. He expressed the views that employers of the future might be expected to have where labor is concerned. The play Strife was Galsworthy's third play after The Silver Box 1906, which was successful, and Joy 1907, which failed. He wrote it in a few months in 1907 and sent the manuscript to friends for comment, including Edward Granty and Joseph Conrad. After being refused by the several theatre managers, a successful production in Manchester led to its production in London by Charles Forman at the Duke of York's Theatre, opening on 9th March 1909 for the first of six matinee performances. It was well received and the play was transferred to Haymarket Theatre, then to the Adelphi Theatre for evening performances. It attracted much attention. A review in the Times wrote, "When an artist of Mr. Galsworthy's high endeavour and mental equipment and the technical skills writes a play like Strife, he has done much more than write a play. He has rendered a public service." Let me see the act-wise summary. In Act 1, the directors concerned about the damage to the company hold a broad meeting at the home of the manager of works. Simon Hornes, representing the trade union that has withdrawn support for the striker, tells them he will make the men withdraw their excessive demands and the directors should agree to the union's demands. David Roberts, leader of the men's committee, tells them he wants the strike to continue until their demands are met. Although the men are starving, it is a confrontation between the elderly company chairman John Anthony and Roberts, and neither gives away. After the meeting, Enid Underwood, daughter of John Anthony and wife of the manager, talks to her father. She is aware of the suffering of the families. Robert's wife Annie used to be her maid. She is also worried about the strain of the affair on her father. Henry Ten, company secretary, tells Anthony he may be outvoted by the board. Um, in Act 2, Indeed visit the Roberts cottage and talks to Annie Roberts, who has a heart condition. When David Robert comes in, Indeed tell him there must be a compromise and he should have more pity on his wife. He does not change his position and he is unmoved by his wife's concern for the families of the strikers. In an open space nearby the factory, a platform have been improvised and harnessed in a speech to the strikers. Says they have been ill advised and they should cut their demands instead of starving. They should support the union who will support them. There are short speeches from two men who have contrasting opinions. Robert goes to the platform and, in a long speech, says that the fight is against capital, a white faced, stony hearted monster. You have got it on its knees. Are you to give up at the last minute to save your miserable body's pain? When news is brought that his wife has died, Robert leaves and the meeting peters out. In Act 3, in the home of the manager, Enid talks with Edgar Anthony. He is the chairman's son and one of the directors. She is less sympathetic now towards the men and concerned about their father, says Edgar should support him. However, Edgar sympathizes or with the men. They receive the news that Mrs. Roberts has died. The director's meeting, already bad tempered, is affected by the news. Edgar says he would rather resign than go on starving women. The other director reacts badly to the opinion, but so frankly. John Anthony makes a long speech insisting they should not give it to the men. He says there is only one way of treating men, with the iron hand. This half and half businesses, he has brought all this upon us. Yield one demand and they will me make it six. He put to the broad the motion that the dispute should be placed in the hands of Horners. All the directors are in favor. Anthony alone is not in favor, and he resigns. The men's committee, including Roberts and Hornes, come in to receive the result. Roberts repeat his resistance, but on begin told the outcome, realized that he and Anthony have both been thrown over. The agreement is what have been proposed before the strike began. Thank you.